All right, yesterday I shared about bonking on them long runs or them highly glycolytic workouts where you're just maybe some CrossFit workouts where you just totally spent at the end. Of course, I shouldn't have said that. I don't know anything about CrossFit. I never did CrossFit before. Um, but I want to talk about how to be bonk-proof. There is another fuel source other than your glycogen stores, other than ingested sugars and carbohydrates along your run, your stored body fat. That's what it's there for. It's there for survival. Whenever there's no food, we burn our stored body fat for fuel. That's how we're designed. But in today's world, in today's modern carbohydrate rich, high sugar diets, our bodies are so dependent on that ingested glucose because we eat it all the time. And I'm not saying that's your fault. I'm just saying that's the culture we live in. Like, until I understood how macronutrients worked, I didn't know. I didn't know any of that stuff. Like, I didn't know how to burn body fat. I didn't know what carbohydrates were. Gosh, I was even an athlete. Like, back when I was running that 50K and biking 60 plus miles and all of that stuff, I didn't know what a carbohydrate was. I just thought you had to eat food. I got some people selling me nut butters for fuel and other people selling me goos, which is straight glucose for fuel and all this stuff. But sugar and sweets are everywhere. Fat is demonized. Meat is demonized. But the only way to get your body trained to use body fat is to eliminate that carbohydrate source. Your body knows what to do with that stored body fat, but it hasn't done it in a long time. So it's going to resist a little bit, but trust me, it'll know what to do. Unless you're severely metabolically damaged, then you got other places to start. But cutting those carbohydrates, your body will learn, I ain't getting the carbohydrates, got to go to stored body fat. And whenever you're out on these long runs and you start to bonk, your body's going to know, like, no, we got some stored body fat here. So you're going to be more level-headed. Now, there is other ways to do it, too, in terms of exercise. You don't want to be exercising way in a glycolytic state every other day or every day. You want to be cutting it back, getting a heart rate monitor, going about 180 minus your age, plus or minus for some other variables, and doing the majority of your workouts in an aerobic state. That's primarily the fat-burning state, and your body will get better. For lots of stories of people starting to run in an aerobic state, and maybe they were running an 8-minute mile, and it was all glycolytic, which means they'll eventually bonk unless they're eating. And then they went aerobic, 180 minus your age, and was running a 12 or 13-minute mile. But over consistent, slow, and steadiness of training in that state, they were able to now run aerobic at a 6-minute mile pace, or 7 or 8 or 9. And you get faster by running slower and bonk-proof.